Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announces that the wave of violence which plagued the Jewish state by Palestinian attacks against Israelis since October of last year is declining. The internationally recognized terror organization Hamas, which controls the Gaza Strip and seeks the destruction of the Jewish state, accuses the Western-backed Palestinian Authority and the West Bank of treachery in helping Israel stem the violence. Saudi Arabia and Egypt signed bilateral agreements, including a joint military force to combat regional terror, during a visit to Cairo by Saudi King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced during his weekly cabinet meeting that the wave of violence that has plagued the Jewish state by Palestinian attacks against Israelis since October of last year is declining, while the Islamist Hamas organization, which controls the Gaza Strip, accused the Western-backed Palestinian Authority in the West Bank of treachery and helping Israel stem the violence. Prime Minister Netanyahu stressed the decline in violence came as a result of his government's strong policy, which diminishes the successes of terror organizations.
הממשלה תשמע היום סקירה של השב"כ שמראה על ירידה משמעותית בהיקף הפיגועים. אני אומר זאת בזהירות רבה, כי הרי המגמה הזאת יכולה להתהפך. אבל אנחנו יודעים שהיא הושגה עד עתה כתוצאה ממדיניות תקיפה, אחראית ושיטתית שהממשלה מובילה. אני רוצה לשבח את צה"ל, את השב"כ ואת המשטרה על ביצוע המדיניות הזאת, על הערנות של החיילים, של השוטרים, של המפקדים, ועל מאמץ משולב של התקפה והגנה שהביאו לכך שגורמי הטרור מצליחים פחות.
The Israeli leader emphasized that the key factor in lowering potential terror attacks is through reducing the success rate of terror attacks, which directly affect the number of those joining the violence, as well as taking strong measures against incitement of the Palestinian public.
הגורם העיקרי שמוביל את התפשטות הטרור, גם במרחבים אחרים וגם אצלנו, הוא ההצלחה. במידה שאנחנו מצמצמים את ההצלחה, אנחנו מצמצמים את ההצטרפות להצלחה. וזה עיקר הדבר שאנחנו פועלים בו ונמשיך לעשות בו, במקביל כמובן לפעולות תקיפות מאוד נגד ההסתה אל הציבור הפלסטיני.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made no mention of what some Israeli defense officials see as a significant factor in Israel's efforts to curb terror, which is the Jewish state's security cooperation with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas's armed forces in the West Bank, where much of the violence has occurred. Israeli and Palestinian officials on several occasions cited a degree of security cooperation, including close cooperated intelligence monitoring of social media in the Palestinian streets, in a bid to identify would-be assailants. In response to the security cooperation, the internationally recognized terror organization Hamas, which controls the Gaza Strip and seeks the destruction of Israel, condemned as very grave an incident in which 3 Palestinians in the West Bank were arrested by Mahmoud Abbas's security forces on suspicion of planning attacks against Israel.
هذه الجريمة هي تطور خطير على صعيد التعاون الأمني ما بين السلطة والاحتلال الإسرائيلي. نحن ندعو إلى وقف سياسة التعاون الأمني مع الاحتلال الإسرائيلي والإفراج عن المعتقلين.
The Palestinian Authority in the West Bank played down the arrest, saying the 3 incarcerated men were tracked down at the request of their families after they went missing. Meanwhile, back in Jerusalem, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his government instructed the recruitment of a new sizable police force and the establishment of several new police stations in Israeli Arab neighborhoods and cities in an intensified effort by the Jewish state to bolster the rule of law in those areas.
ב5 שנים הקרובות אנחנו נקים תחנות משטרה חדשות. אנחנו נגייס 2,600 שוטרים ואנחנו נחזק את המערכים המבצעיים של המשטרה. אנחנו רוצים שוויוניות באכיפת החוק, והשוויוניות הזאת איננה קיימת היום. הציבור הערבי משלם על כך מחיר יקר, מדינת ישראל משלמת על כך מחיר יקר. אנחנו רוצים מדינת חוק אחת, שבה אין מובלעות שבהם לא מתקיים החוק. ואנחנו רוצים לצמצם גם פערים אחרים בין החברה הכללית והחברה של אזרחי ישראל הערבים. אנחנו רוצים לשלב אותם בכל תחומי עשיית המדינה, וכך גם נעשה.
Now to Israel's western neighbor, where Saudi Arabia's king, Salman ibn Abdulaziz al Saud, concluded a 5-day visit to Cairo with a historic address to Egypt's parliament. Salman and the Speaker of Egypt's lower house of parliament, Ali Abdel Al, both stressed the importance of uniting in the face of the extremism crippling the region. King Salman also added that both Egypt and Saudi Arabia were working towards the creation of a joint Arab force to fight terrorism, separate from the Islamic military alliance, which was announced in December of last year.
إن المهمة الأخرى التي ينبغي أن نعمل من أجلها سويا تمثل في مكافحة التطرف ومحاربة الإرهاب الذي تؤكد الشواهد أن العالم العربي والإسلامي هو أكبر المتضررين منه. قد أدركت المملكة السعودية ضرورة توحيد الرؤى والمواقف لإيجاد حلول عملية لهذه الظاهرة، وتم تشكيل التحالف الإسلامي العسكري لمحاربة الإرهاب وتنسيق الجهود بما يكفل معادلة شاملة هذه الآفة فكريا وإعلاميا وماليا وعسكريا، كما إننا نعمل سويا للمضي قدما لإنشاء القوى العربية المشتركة.
The 34-state Islamic alliance, which includes countries such as Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, and the United Arab Emirates, was called for by Saudi Arabia and would coordinate efforts to fight terrorism in Iraq, Syria, Libya, and Egypt, among other places.
إن مصر والسعودية هما عصب الأمتين العربية والإسلامية، وتعاونهما معا هو السبيل الأوحد لإجهاض مخططات أعداء الأمة والتعجيل بنهاية الإرهاب.
During the Saudi king's visit, Egypt and Saudi Arabia signed a number of development and economic deals, including the establishment of a 60 billion Saudi Royal Investment Fund, among other investment agreements, including an economic free zone to develop Egypt's Sinai region. Now to Israel's northern neighbor, where the cessation of hostilities brokered by Washington and Moscow is on the verge of collapse, as opposition forces released footage of renewed battles against government forces in Aleppo's southern suburb of Al-Khaladiya. The renewed fighting was set to break out after Russia and the Syrian military announced that they are preparing a joint operation to take the city of Aleppo from the rebels, and an opposition official said the partial cessation of hostilities was on the verge of collapse. In a bid to save the cessation of hostilities and ahead of a renewed round of negotiations in Geneva between the government and opposition delegations, UN envoy to Syria Staffan de Mistura visited Damascus in a bid to advance the struggling diplomatic efforts. The visit by the UN envoy also comes following an announcement he made earlier last week in which he would visit both Damascus and Tehran to sound out their position on a political transition before beginning another round of negotiations. De Mistura has said the next round of talks needs to be quite concrete in the direction of a political process leading to a real beginning of a political transition. Thank you for watching us. Keep praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hassan. Have an Erev Tov and Shavua Tov. We will see you again tomorrow at the same time.
In order to donate to TV7 Israel News, please follow these simple steps. First, press the Donate logo, located at the bottom left side of TV7 Israel News Facebook page, or on the Donate tab at the head of the page. Then insert the amount you'd like to donate, and fill in your credit card information. Just like this. And press Review Donation and continue. After reviewing your donation details, please press Donate to finalize your donation. That's it! Your donation is now complete, and an email with your donation details has been sent to your email address. You can also print your donation receipt by pressing the link here. Thank you for supporting TV7 Israel News.